So this video is from Casual Geographic and it's called You've Never Seen Animals Like This Before. So let's watch it.
Mom, come outside, there's a moose or a buffalo or some they're fighting.
Bro, that's concerning. If you know, like, it's either a moose or a buffalo outside, like, I'm not coming outside for either of those things. Both are things that I cannot deal with. I'm staying inside. Ain't no way. I don't care to decipher. Oh.
Do you know what this is?
I don't know, but that's a friend shape. I want to boop that snoot. That's a cute boopable snootable.
You don't. Chances are, most of you have never seen this tree chunk before. I'll tell
I'm
you in
willing
a
to
second,
risk it.
But first, quick question. If you
I'm
had
willing to risk it. I'm willing to try to befriend. You know, if not friend shape, why soft, why round, why chunk?
take a blind guess, how many species of mammals do you think are in the world? Think of all the ones you've seen in
A
your
bajillion 5. Final answer. Oh, he does a cute limb.
entire life and try to imagine what number that would add up to. The answer, 6,495.
I was close, give or take, you know.
Counting, and that's just the mammals. Add in animals in general, and we're talking millions. Which brings me to my next point.
Armageddon?
Armageddon? You know, I saw an Armageddon rolling around the other day trying to eat some ants.
Illuminati from Madagascar. What the is that? Damn, that's from Madagascar.
Illuminati, Madagascar.
Oh, that's super
He's doing his best, chat. Listen, he's trying his hardest.
nasty. One of the is right there on 14th Street.
This man is a
He's like,
wordsmith.
I just saw that guy the other day.
Laugh at my mans all you want, but understand, if school doesn't teach it to you, and you don't see it in a zoo or on National Geographic, and it's not the animal of the week on Reddit, you'd have no way of knowing some animals even exist.
Well, yeah, because you have no other way of, like, being exposed to, like, them at all, right? You would have to, like, go out of your way to, like, search for, like, animal facts and stuff.
Why, I can personally guarantee that you haven't seen or heard of all 10 animals in this video. You might know 3 or 4.
Oh my gosh, look at him! He's got so many speckles. He looks so soft.
Veterans might get 6 or 7, and hey, some of y'all might know 8 just from watching me long enough. But
He's
I promise you
cute.
there's gonna be at least one animal I talk about that you've never heard of before. I put that on my hairline.
He's like a living, you know, cookie dough. He looks like... He's got that cookie dough coat. It's so cute.
Watch me long enough, but I promise you there's gonna be at
He's
least
got
one animal I
Cheeto
talk
dust
about
on
that
his
you've
face
never
now.
heard of before. I put that on my hairline, and I wear this hat every video for a reason. So let's make a game out of it. If I show you something new, you lose, and you gotta comment what animal was the one to stump you. And for 90% of y'all, the game ends right here. Because what do you think this is?
Friend. Final answer. What do you guys think? I think this looks like a friend. Hims is round. Hims is round. Hims is fluffy. This is a friend if I ever saw one.
Some kind of monkey, maybe an obese lemur or an AI-generated sloth. You're not gonna believe this. It's a koala. Okay,
What? This is the most badass koala I've seen in my life. He's so cool looking. What the hell?
not really, but koala's actually closer than anything else I said. This porky, dead-eyed struggle monkey is the bear
I love the porky, dead-eyed struggle monkey. There's not a thought behind those eyes. Look at him.
Koala's actually closer than anything else I said. This porky.
Look at him. Head empty. Heart full. I love him.
Dead-eyed struggle monkey is the bear cuscus, and despite looking like nature made it on a deadline with spare parts, it's actually a marsupial. This thing
He's beautiful, okay? He's beautiful. He's perfect the way he is. I won't take slander against this monkey sloth like that.
Looks like a Madagascar understudy is more related to kangaroos, devils, and quokkas than it is to any lemur. And that's about
See, I like Tasmanian devils, so maybe I'm a little biased.
as much as we know about them, because we haven't been able to figure out much more. They've essentially been gatekept from the rest of the world, only found on the Indonesian island of Sulawesi and remote islands nearby. We have no clue how many overstuffed tree chunguses or chungai are in circulation. Currently, only 4
there's a
zoos
lot
have
of-
this monkey sloth on it.
I hope there's more. Big Chongamus Maximus. I hope there's many of them.
Its roster. Even its name is an identity crisis since
His eyes, I love it so much. Oh, I don't know. It reminds me a little bit of like the Cheshire Cats, how they're like a little bit separate on his head and he's always like really wide-eyed.
Cuscus means possum, meaning on paper, you're looking at a bear possum, but its Latin name is Allorops ursinus. And I didn't take Latin in high school because French was too sexy, but I'm
Do you
pretty
think he has opposable thumbs? He looks like an opposable thumb haver. What do you guys think? I feel like this man, he might have opposable thumbs.
sure that means cat bear. Basically, not even science had a handle on what this off-brand koala was. And they have the same meal plan as them, and since they eat nothing but leaves, they virtually spend their entire lives on quarter playback speed. In
Oh my
fact,
gosh, look at how big his claws are. Look at that. Look at them toes. Look at how big that claw is, man. God damn.
this great value lemur spends 5% of its day eating and 63% resting. That's 16 hours a day eating and recovering from eating.
If he's a koala, guys, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much of an asshole is this guy? Because koalas are as far as I knew. I thought they were, like, pretty mean, right?
That is load management, and boy is this tree chonk a load. They'd probably be cute if their eyes didn't disturb me on a spiritual level.
Bro, he is cute. God damn, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, and you are beholding nothing. He's precious, all right? You're just not appreciating him.
Boy is this tree chonk a load. They'd probably be cute if their eyes didn't disturb
I feel
me.
like that's part of his charm. I unironically like him more because of these derpy eyes. This only adds more to him. Like, hear me out, okay? Hear me out. You would know if you saw one of these in the wild now because he looks so distinctly different from anything else that there's no way you could misplace if you did or didn't see one of these. Because look at his eyes.
On a spiritual level. This is a cuscus that has seen some shit. And clearly they never recovered since they're painfully shy and will even cover themselves with leaves if they see you first since they're terrified of humans. And
He has the eyes of a beholder. He kind of does. He kind of looks like a derpy beholder.
live in the most isolated areas of the forest. Also, this is a Dulud bear cuscus, and they're a lot cuter, but it also looks like a wombat that
Oh my god, it does look like a wombat. What the hell? He looks more like a koala. He's got the same, like, fur look, you know? His fur looks really similar to a koala.
got severely laced. But with them being highly rare tree-loving marsupial introverts, it makes sense that you've probably never seen them before. But the next animal is probably the biggest one you've never heard of. This animal has been called 6 dissimilarities, and it's because it honestly looks like a wildebeest buffalo.
Oh my god, it doesn't look real, does it? What the heck? This one looks like something like somebody would say like Bigfoot or something, you know? Like the grand, like, buck moose, the buck moose bear from Connecticut or something. I feel like this looks like somebody like put animal parts together and then made up a species that doesn't exist.
Bear and friends all did a fusion
Yeah, like he might be like AI generated or something.
dance, and this was the outcome. This absolute unit is a takin, and they can stress the scales at up to 800.
Oh my god, look at him. Guys, doesn't he look like the creatures in Monster Hunter in the snow area? He looks like the smaller creatures, like, that walk around in the snow area in Monster Hunter. They literally look like creatures, like wildebeests, like in a video game, like fantasy characters that are like, you know, supposed to be like cattle, like fantasy cattle of some sort. It literally doesn't look really so cute.
Pounds of pure confusion. The takin is essentially a giga goat, with their closest relatives being the mountain goat and the chamois. And yes,
He's a gigamus gotamus. Look at this big boy.
the mountain goat isn't an actual goat because that makes sense. The Sichuan takin actually
I want to
shares
know what sound he makes, chat. What do you guys think? Do you think he's like a meh or like a meh? Or do you think he barks or something?
a range with the giant panda, and
What
they
kind of
use that
sound comes
nose
out
to
of him?
heat up air before it hits their lungs.
Bro, look at him. I want to boop this snoot too.
That nose job
That's
is
so weird that they, like, because they live in cold places, they have, like, the ability to heat up air before it gets to their lungs. I wonder what other animals do that.
necessity. Also makes it look like a moose that got too cocky with a beehive, which is no joke how they were first described by scientists.
Oh my god! Scientists were like, it looks kind of like a moose, but it looks like he got stung by a bee. Literally, a bee-stung moose. Instead of relying on localized scent glands, the takin secretes an oily, strong-smelling substance over its whole body, enabling it to mark objects such as trees. Bro, so is this guy smelly? Do these guys smell atrociously bad? A prominent nose with a swollen appearance caused biologist George Schaller, I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong, to liken the takin to a bee-stung moose. Features reminiscent of familiar domesticated species have earned takins such nicknames as cattle camois, and new goat.
I won't do this for every animal, but its Latin name, Budorcus taxicolor,
Budorcus taxicolor? What? How is this real?
means badger-colored cow ox. Interesting.
Badger-colored cow ox. You know, I gotta give it to scientists. They're very creative.
Takins also sweat oil that smells like burning rubber, and they use this to mark their territory.
So they literally smell like burning rubber. Unfortunate. He's beautiful, but he smells like burning rubber.
Known menaces, but they do have their moments. In 2007, a takin broke into a man's house and injured him and 8 other people, one of them a pregnant woman. And in 2018, during a routine visit from the vet, a takin decided he wasn't having it anymore, busting out his enclosure doors and wandering the zoo for an hour, injuring 2 workers in the process.
Jesus. Calm down there, bud.
Basically, he's not a killer, but don't push him. Same thing with the next animal on this list, which might be the
Oh my god, look at him. He's so cute. He's like a big fat potato.
second biggest creature you've never heard of, because the tapir is endowed in
I love tapir. I've heard of this one. This is the first one I've heard of, though. I haven't heard of the first 2. I love tapirs. They're so cute. They're little dweebs, and they have the little elephant noses.
Always in one. But we'll get to that.
Tapir!
It's a giant plus-size river pig that's actually closer to horses, rhinos, and wild asses. Oh, and donkeys too. They're also the national animal of Belize. Shout out to Belize if y'all out there. There's 4 types of tapirs, and the Malaysian one might just strike a nostalgia nerve if you ever played
I didn't know there was so many different types of them. They're so cute. I mainly see the ones that I think have like the white stripe on their backs, right?
Because Drowsy was actually based on the travel-sized Oreo elephants of Asia.
Except for, you know, Drowsy's a little bit of a weirdo, but these guys are actually sweet.
If you ever played Pokemon, because Drowsy was
like, these are the ones I see at the zoo all the time. Are the ones with the white stripes. I wonder if these ones are the most common.
Actually based on the travel-sized Oreo elephants of Asia. According to mythology, this tapir was associated with the Japanese Baku, and the Baku were said to feed on the dreams of people, especially nightmares. The IRL tapirs are pretty chill for what they are, even though they can get into the neighborhood of 700 pounds. But they have the dental facilities to bite clean through your arm, so they're definitely one of those F around and find out animals. One family found out when
he's perfect. Look at him. Look at him. Tell me you can't see one of these guys lifting his snoot around, and that could not make your day better.
Tapir nearly ripped a 2-year-old in half during a supervised visit in a
He is such a goober.
zoo. But for the most part, this boneless river.
I also love how the babies, like, they have these little, like, white lines, kind of like little boars have when they're little.
Rhino is just a flaccid-faced, gentle giant that I kind of wish the world was more aware of. I mean, just look at the teeth on this.
He's so cute. Ah! Is this not the cutest animal ever? I squealed when I saw one of these at a zoo like a child.
Little guy.
Look at him.
You can't tell me that's not cute. Speaking of babies and where they come from, tapirs must have made a deal with the devil we don't know about.
Also, look at how cool their feet are. Like, it reminds me of like dinosaur feet because they don't quite have like a hoof. They have like toes, but they have like the hoof like ends to them. Aren't they weird? So cute.
Tell me that's not cute. Speaking of babies and where they come from, tapirs must have made a deal with the devil we don't know about. Since they have a 5th leg long enough to use as a tripod.
Oh, I didn't know that about him, all right? Holy, put it away. Put the sword down.
A DIY back scratcher. When it comes to herbivorous mammals of the world, the tapir is the real cock of the walk. And to cleanse your eyes from that unsolicited salami stick.
I need some cleansing, okay? These guys are cute. Also, holy crap, this one is huge. How big is this guy? That's a unit.
Give you the sensei bunny. It's actually a rodent called a viscacha, and its closest
related to chinchillas, these guys?
Relative is the chinchilla.
Yes! I knew this one too.
Bunny just makes sense, especially since this is their default pose. And it's because where viscachas live is chilly. It's also kind of cold, so they spend every
morning. So I've known 2 of these animals that people have never heard of. I'm feeling kind of cool. How many of you guys known so far?
Sunbathing and waiting to provide advice to anyone who requires it. Also, I really wish I didn't waste that Chungus joke earlier, because come on, it's right there. And the reason they look like a vertically cheated but horizontally defeated obese wallaby is because, like the chinchilla, the viscacha has some of the densest fur on the planet. Also, I'll be honest.
Yeah, he gotta keep warm. He's gotta keep warm.
Knew about the viscacha? I did not know they could move like that. That's an actual sleeper build. No, like literally.
Yeah. They're made so that they can climb, like, they can hop up, like, rocks and
They
hills.
look like they were built to sleep when they're not passing judgment. This is the look of an animal whose natural predator is a P-test. Brother is faded. But yeah, that's a viscacha.
Oh, he's
and by
so
the
cute.
way, if you didn't lose the game already, this next animal almost guarantees you will. Because yeah, there is an animal.
I don't know what that is. I confess, I feel like I'm looking at something I shouldn't. I don't know what this is.
This picture, and it's possibly the cutest thing most people know nothing about. And that's because not only is this animal nocturnal and lives in the Amazon equivalent of a penthouse, during the day, it's sleeping in the silk cotton tree camouflaged as a seed pod fiber. And
What? That's crazy.
how the silky anteater got its name. Because when your
Silky
biggest ops are
anteater?
eagles with some of the best vision on earth, that is the best you can do. Like the rest of the anteater family, they have claws.
He's T-posing. Back up. Back up, he means business.
Unlike their cousin the sloth, they actually know how to use them. A sleeping silky will nap with its forelegs and claws right next to its
he's
face.
really cute.
Really not that different from dozing off with a knife under your pillow.
Bro, are these only nocturnal? What are his eyes?
They also can eat 5,000 ants a day, and they
Oh my god, he looks like an old man. Doesn't he? He looks like if he was in a kid's movie, he'd be like, let me help you, young child.
use that sticky barbed tongue to skewer and trap
It's
their
good
protein.
to see you
And since
here,
anteaters have
baby.
0 teeth, they have stomachs like bird gizzards. Designed
I
to
don't know
grind the
what it is. He just... Hold on. You know what he also looks like to me? You guys know, like, a dog's face when he's grinning, but he's, like, super, like... Hold on. That's what he looks like. This is, like, his permanent default face. He's got, like, that happy, like, shy Labrador face, like, naturally. He just got that face.
hands down. Proof that beauty is subjective, because what's cute to us is a harbinger of death and genocide if you're an ant. But I'm not an ant, and you probably aren't.
It's okay, I have no sympathy for ants.
Either, so let's just take some time to marvel at this pocket-sized baby-faced dollar brand sloth. And it's not the only token from South America on this list. Cute the Hollow Knight. This might look like a regular run-of-the-mill bird, but this little dude has one of the coldest pickup lines in the game.
What the hell did he just... Where did that toot come from? What body part? Bro, why he gotta put the booty in the air when he toot toot? Why he doing a beep beep? Beep, beep. I like how he flares his like tail feather out.
That is a club-winged mannekin singing a love song with his feathers. Basically, this small bird from Central and South America has modified flight feathers, and by vibrating them, the mannequin shoots a shot with a specialized sound that varies by bird.
No way, so he doesn't make this sound with his... Okay, so he does make the sound without his mouth. He makes it with his wings?
Some mannequins do a solid violin impression, others sound like fireworks on the 4th of July. Also, they make this sound by shaking their feathers 100 times a second, twice as fast as a mascot for ADHD, the hummingbird. And they do all this while dancing. They're really the Michael Jackson of birds.
Oh, that's the same bird that is in those videos dancing.
I'm not even gonna pretend like I know everything. I didn't even know they existed until like a week ago. And
They
if
got
it
a
wasn't for a
fancy
certain
dance.
holiday, this next animal might not exist, period.
That's crazy that sound literally comes from them moving and not like from them making the sound with their beak.
Also, I know the whole crab thing has kind of become a meme, but we're gonna have to talk about how many animals' endgame is a rabbit. This is the second animal here that isn't even remotely related to them, yet stole most of their design. The bilby is another marsupial, meaning this and snore
Look at the little friend. Look at the little guy.
This monkey are basically family. The greater bilby can be found in the harsh arid deserts of Australia. Now you might be asking, is there a lesser bilby? And yeah, there was. And now they're dead. So
Oof.
clearly not good enough.
Rest in pieces, lesser bilby. L's in the chat.
The greater bilby's not that far behind since they're endangered, which is pretty wild for an animal that only gets pregnant for 2 weeks. Not even
Wow.
exaggerating at about 14
That is like the tiniest amount of time to like make an entire other life happen.
days. Bilbies have one of the
Speed
shortest
running.
cook times of any animal. They're also a close relative of the bandicoot. Yeah, that's a real
Oh,
animal.
he's cute too.
The more you know. But yeah, greater bilbies used to inhabit 70% of Australia, and today they're barely holding on to less than 20. And a big reason was humans airdropping threats like foxes and feral cats. But these days the word's been getting out about the plight of the appropriation bunny, and they can thank the sale of chocolate bilbies on Easter. Easter bilbies started in '93, and they've been part of the culture ever since.
I love this, by the way. The fact that we can make products that, like, make people more aware. Like, we could use marketing and selling things to make people more aware of, like, an animal or, like, educate them a little bit. I think is so good.
It's only right that they replaced rabbits, since rabbits are one of the things that got the bilby population in the mud. But today, there's well over 3,000 of them. Not great, but they're not in the worst spot.
That's good, though, that they've, like, got their population numbers up. And they're selling chocolate.
They're not as down bad as animal number 8, since there's
I see no downsides here. I feel like this is a W.
only hundreds of them left on the planet. Nobody would blame you if you went your entire life without seeing it, since they're shy, endangered, and the only place you can find them is in special underground caves in the Balkans. The Olm is a salamander that's blind, vampire pale, and happens to be one of the most fundamentally confusing animals in the world. First of all, they're not born blind, but they
Oh, I've seen these before, but I thought they were... Okay, this is why... All right, I'm gonna admit this. I thought they were like a photoshopped or like AI version of an axolotl, because they really look like an axolotl, like without their face, right? Like he looks like an axolotl from like here down with like the little tufts and like the little like legs. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly just thought this was like a deformed axolotl or like an AI edit.
lose their eyes a couple months after they're born and even grow a layer
What? So they have eyes and then they lose them. Why are they born with eyes then?
of skin over them. Yet they can still detect and avoid light. The Olm can go a whole decade without food by storing important nutrients in their liver. Usually when you talk about animals that live the longest, you're looking at relatively bigger
It's a slender lotl. I feel like you're not wrong, and I can't unsee that now.
creatures like elephants, whales, and tortoises. This tiny blind salamander has a lifespan more comparable to us at about 70 years, and scientists believe they can max out at well over a century. For reference, there might be an Olm salamander right now that was alive when World War I popped off. A reason for this is, unlike Archduke Ferdinand, the Olm has 0 enemies. There was even one Olm on record that straight up didn't move for a whole 7 years.
Jesus, I wonder if they have like a slow metabolism. You know, kind of like sloths, like how they hardly move.
Mannekin Challenge was in 2016. Bro just never stopped playing. Olms don't be rushing for anybody, which is why they wait once a decade to get laid. Yeah, they only breed about once every 12 years, which is probably
Well, it
why
makes sense since they hardly move even.
there's only an estimated 400 in stock. They done protected their piece so much that their whole community finna rest in it. And for animal number 9, you're gonna have to hear me out. Hyenas aren't unknown at all, but out of the 4 species of them, the brown hyena is by far the rarest
Hey! I know about this guy too.
and least talked
But I really
about.
like hyenas, so...
Which sucks because they're actually one of my favorite predators in Africa because I love me an underdog. They're not really great hunters and will often get checked by lions and even their own spotted cousins. Not to mention wild dogs and jackals can get their licks in on their cubs. But brown hyenas are also major kleptos that'll pocket kills from their competition. Sometimes they'll body a 5v1 against cheetahs and walk away with their food and their pride. 2 things I think are pretty dope about them is 1, even though they're not dogs, brown hyenas have a social structure a lot like a wolf pack with the 2 parents and all their kids. And number
I think that out of all the hyenas, these ones look the most like bats.
2 is that they managed to turn an abandoned town into a nursery. There's an old ghost town in the Namibian desert that has no trace of humans, yet brown hyenas use the desolate houses and empty mines as dens to keep their kids in while they go grocery shopping, which can mean up to 20 miles of walking a day. One famous
Wowee.
hyena mother has apparently
It looks
lived
like
in
a
these forgotten
chihuahua. It kind of does look like a chihuahua. Chihuahua bat shape.
ruins for 15 years and even raised 9 generations of cubs and counting. Moral of the story, hyenas deserve better and Simba really ain't shit for putting them out like this.
Yeah,
But
that's true. Striped hyenas look a little bit like bats too. It's like those pointy shaped ears.
ain't even close to how
And,
hard
like, the
humanity has
nose.
violated the last
The
animal
nose
here.
shape.
This isn't a raccoon, skunk, or a cat. It's one of the members of the cat side of the carnivore family, specifically called feliform, which makes this result of an over-the-hedge orgy more related to hyenas
Oh
than
my god, this thing is crazy looking.
they are to the raccoons they cosplay as. The African civet is only one of
Oh,
over a
African
dozen species
civet,
of
okay.
civets seasoned across Africa and Asia. The raccoon colorway is actually a form of camouflage since the
I
pattern
wonder if kinkajous are related to these.
break up their outline and makes it harder to spot them in the bush. You might not have seen them in the flesh and fur, but you might have heard about them, especially if you drink coffee, because the world's most expensive and gate-kept coffee, Kopi Luwak, is made from the coffee beans found in the poop of the Asian palm civet.
God.
How they literally put 2 and 2 together to come up with that, I don't want to know. And of course,
Literally, their poops are used for coffees.
the man can lead the civets being captured, caged, and force-fed coffee beans in order to supply. Full disclosure, I don't drink coffee, so I really wouldn't know, but there's no way it can be worth it. And it's not even the only civet to get his brown eye exploited by people. That was a wild sentence.
Yeah, that was something, my dude. That was like cursed poetry. How even?
And it's not even the only civet to get his brown eye exploited by people. That was a wild sentence. African civets produce a musk, this white, nasty smelling stuff that scientists like to call civet butter. Civets use it to mark their territory, but somehow people figured out we're
gonna put that in perfume, aren't we?
Use its butt glands for perfume.
I knew it. I freaking knew it. I don't know why humanity looks at things that, like, we see animals marking stuff and we're like, I need to put that in a bottle.
Specifically, Chanel No. 5. And they get the juices they need by scraping it from the civet's pink balloon knot. So if you have some Chanel on deck and it says natural ingredients on the bottle, there's a good chance it came from... yeah. But yeah, civets in general are pretty cool. They can actually be super affectionate when
Oh, look at him, though. Look at that little guy. We could be petting them instead of, like, trying to take their, you know, excretions. Can we just pat one? Can we just admire them? Do we have to get all up in the business? Oh.
By people. And if I had to pick a favorite, I'd have to go with Austin's palm civet. Literally only because I think they're
that's really cool. Look at their fur pattern.
Cool looking. I mean, you're gonna tell me I'm wrong? So yeah, that's 10 animals you've probably never seen before. Except when I was making this list, I was stuck at 11 and could not decide what animal to leave off. But then I realized I have free will, and this is my channel, so y'all get a bonus animal and probably my favorite animal on
which
here.
one's that?
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the tree kangaroo.
Oh, I knew about this guy. He's real cute.
The Goodfellows tree kangaroo. Like the name suggests, this kangaroo's entire personality is trees. They're mad awkward on land, but they can jump from a height of 3 stories and fully tank the fall damage.
It's Pikachu!
Kind of like the cuscus because of where and how they live. A lot of people in the same area as them have no clue they exist. But unlike the cuscus, who looks like the drop bear Aussies keep warning us about, the Goodfellow genuinely looks like a tree-loving teddy bear. And it's not just them. There's 14 flavors of branch bears, including the incredibly rare tenkyle with only...
I haven't seen this guy before. He's cool. He kind of looks Tasmanian devil flavor.
Hundreds of them alive today. And the Wandiwa tree kangaroo, who scientists genuinely believe went extinct after going off the grid for 90 years.
Wow.
Until they randomly just popped up out of nowhere. And for y'all that don't understand, it's like the science equivalent of Tupac being alive this entire time in Cuba. Proving that when it comes to nature, the only thing we know for sure is that we really don't know much at all. But that's gonna do it for this video. Make sure to check out my TikTok
and look at the little baby.
Instagram for more consistent uploads as you wait for the next video. And if you'd like to support this channel even more, becoming a patron on Patreon earns you access to exclusive content, videos before I post them, and you can even help vote on my next video. And in fact, if you're already a patron, you probably voted for this one. But like I always say, it's more for like leftover money you're not gonna miss. Don't feel like you have to give anything, because really, if you watched the video this far, you've done more than enough. But make sure you drink water, hug your mother. Do let me know how many animals I stumped you on. I'm actually curious.
I really like his little pink nose. How many of these guys did you get, chat? Let me see. I did not know the monkey sloth. I did not know the buffalo sheep buffalo moose thing. I did know the tapir. I did not know the silky anteater. Or the greater bilby. Or the blind salamander. I did know the hyena. I guess I only really knew 2 of them. Or no, 3. The bonus animal I knew 2. We're learning today.
And I'ma see y'all in the next one.
We're learning. Oh, look at that baby. He's so cute. So cute. I loved that video. That was great. Casual Geographic stuff is always good though. Never disappointed by a Casual Geographic video.